The No New Friends podcast is brought to you by Manscaped. For the best in below-the-waist grooming, visit manscaped.com. Use promo code NNF for 20% off. That is manscaped.com.
Well, for the purpose of this story, you should just Google what it looks like, honestly.
There you go.
Because what I did...
sharp needle.
It really is. It's basically a sharp needle, but just dull enough at the top that it's not supposed to do what it did to me. So I grabbed a fat stack of checks, and I decided to just slam my checks onto the spindle, and I miscalculated a little bit, and I impaled myself.
Wow.
Like the guy that you
like-
don't even acknowledge, right?
like-
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
That may or may not have been referenced that day, but I was still in shock. Yeah.
That wasn't the only place that Sarah was penetrated that day.
I had to cancel my appointment that evening, as we call it, because I could barely feel my hand.
Broadcasting from the Sandpiper Vacation Studios. It's time for the No New Friends podcast. The podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. The good, the bad, and the funny.
Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's showtime. It's showtime.
That's right. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast, voted number 1 by our friends and family and number 3 by the Orlando Weekly Readers Poll. We are the podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. Now, if you'd like to connect with us on all of our social media, all of our links are right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, check out our really sweet merchandise and join our clubhouse. Become a friend with benefits, and you're able to watch all of these recordings in their entirety as we're doing them live. Get all sorts of exclusive content, including never before heard interviews that we haven't released yet. You get to see the entire unedited version. We're also streaming every Wednesday night starting at about 8 p.m. on Twitch, one of our segments here, and then all of After Dark, so check that out as well. My name is Scott. I am the host. With me, as always, everybody's favorite food truck critic, Sarah.
Hello.
Our emotional support gay, Nick.
Hey, girl, hey.
Our producer, Alex.
Hola.
And the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
This is my costume. I'm a homicidal maniac. They look just like everybody else.
Oh, Hubie Halloween.
Got me.
I didn't watch that. I felt bad laughing at that. This is Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Would it be bad if I laughed at that?
No, it's great. It's a great movie.
It's okay?
Yeah. I mean, did you laugh
feel
at
like that might be
Waterboy?
because I refused to watch that one too.
Oh, okay. Well,
But I did laugh hysterically at The Ringer.
that's the worst. you can't avoid Waterboy and Hubie Halloween and laugh at The Ringer. The Ringer is like one of the worst. I feel like I'm going to hell just for talking about it.
Yeah, it is pretty bad.
So speaking about talking about Adam Sandler for the first segment, so something significant happened this week, and we don't really talk about other podcasts a lot on this show.
Jimmy Carter died?
No, Jimmy Carter's still alive and kicking, just fine.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, yeah, he must have gone to the Fountain of Youth in St. Augustine. And, if you're in St. Augustine and you want to check out a really cool ghost store, Jimmy Carter's not on it yet, but just visit the Night Watchman Ghost Tour, seamericatour.net, and use the promo code NNF for 25% off. So anyway, we always talk about the podcast at the end of the show, our friend's podcast, but we don't really talk about it on the episode. Well, I got to tell you why Remy's Roundtable is by far my favorite podcast of all podcasts that we talk about. So 2 weeks ago, and we referenced this a little bit last week, but Remy had a 9/11 episode. It really wasn't a 9/11 episode. It was just an episode that was on 9/11. And Remy, with no trigger warning, played the 9/11 clip, about 10 minutes worth of, planes hitting building, people calling from the plane saying that it was intense. No trigger warning. So then in the next episode, Remy gave a very he gave two apologies. One was fueled by ChatGPT at the beginning of the episode, and then the other one was a very, very heartfelt apology. Now, I'm watching this on Twitch, and I know Chris has watched this on Twitch. And as this apology is going on, his co-host and lovely wife, Jen, starts talking. And Remy was so sincere, so genuine about his apology, that he began to hoover a peanut butter and jelly, I presume, sandwich during this apology, just downing this sandwich. I feel like I need to show everybody on Twitch the clip because I have it here. And, for those of you listening at home, you're going to hear the clip, but you're not going to get to see it. You got to check us out on Twitch, join our Patreon, all that good stuff. So here's about 2 minutes worth of Remy's Roundtable with the apology and the sandwich, the famous sandwich in question.
Remy in chat. Oh God. No,
all right.
No.
Here we go. Here is the Remy apology. And if you're listening again, just imagine when Jen starts talking, him deep throating a sandwich.
And there's 4 people on this chat too.
Of course, you guys know the crew tonight. We have myself. My name is Remy. We have Jen, Mark, and Nicole on the program with us. Well, here I gotta tell you guys something before we jump into this day in Disney history real quick. And that is, this has been coming on for a while now. So on the previous episode, right now, I added a clip in the previous episode that might have triggered our
I was going to tell you needed to add a trigger.
Our trigger.
Because I started crying.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So I added a clip from September 11th, 2001. And it actually offended some of our listeners. So I would like to take this opportunity to say, guys, I am sorry from the bottom of my heart. I want to truly apologize for adding that clip inside of the Roundtable. We are not that type of program that will add things that will be offended to our program. We want to keep this program, lively to our listeners, make it fun.
I don't know who actually, talked to you about it, but it's not, I didn't find it offensive. I found it, you didn't think about the fact that there were people who were affected by it and that maybe having a trigger warning so they can turn it off or fast forward however many minutes you were planning on having, playing that audio, probably would have been beneficial.
What was it? Play it.
No.
Well, it's not. It was not on here.
It was about the
All right, so there's the clip of Remy eating a sandwich during a very heartfelt apology. It also there was a vacuum cleaner going on during the middle of the episode. Real top notch, sound tight studio over there at the Remy's Roundtable Studios. But listen, every time I listen or watch a Remy's Roundtable episode, it is so goddamn entertaining. Unintentionally so freaking funny. And if you haven't listened to it, you've got to listen to it.
It's my favorite podcast, Scott. It trumps I think what we have to do when we start apologizing on this podcast, instead of playing the Nick Castellanos clip, is just playing someone eating something. Actually, we don't even have to, because you can hear Nick eating his banana right now on the microphone. On the microphone.
Wait, we're recording right now?
We'll just grab that soundbite of Nick munching down. Well, he's deep throating that
video
banana,
bite,
and it is very impressive.
Yeah. That's for the secret stash. What are you doing?
Nick, we have to charge extra for this. I don't know why you're doing this for free.
Sorry, I thought we were apologizing and having sincere conversations. I'll save that for after dark. That was a good banana too.
Look, Remy, we love you to death. The whole thing was, Remy's Roundtable is a comedy podcast, a very entertaining comedy podcast, theme park, and it just kind of threw us off when all of a sudden we hear death and destruction, and no warning. And he apologized for it. It was, but. The podcast gods smile on us sometimes, and without playing the clip, we would not have Remy deep throating a sandwich during a genuine apology. So
no, Remy's Roundtable is so damn funny. And if you haven't listened to it, you have to listen to it. Shout out to you, Remy. Remy, you have one of the most entertaining podcasts that I've ever listened to. I listen to it almost every day. But watching it, and because I listened to that episode, and it was fine. It was a good apology. It was like, I was like, wow, that was really heartfelt of it. Then I watched the Twitch replay, and I see you eating the sandwich during the apology, and it wasn't even intentionally, like, it was just there. And Remy, you are just one of the funniest human beings. And whether you know it or not, you are one of the fun. I don't know if I've ever laughed harder than watching you eat a sandwich while Jen was explaining to you why it was insensitive.
I used to be fat.
You didn't even mean for it to be funny.
I know. I used to be fat. Now I have a 6-pack. So thank you, Remy. Everybody, watch Remy's Roundtable on Twitch, and you can also have the Remy's diet. Sarah, you had some trauma happen this week.
I did. Well, you know how every week you ask if we have anything to contribute, and usually I have a super uneventful week. Well, this week I decided to get you some unintentional content.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So 12 years in the service industry, I've done this for a long time.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Not have gray hair.
Listen.
This is why she's on so much weed, Nick. The service industry.
Yeah, I'm on the weed. That's what the old people say, Scott.
That's what the cool kids call it.
The marijuana. She's on that dope.
I must have been that day because I did something very stupid. I decided to, what a check spindle looks like, right?
I do.
You've done this for a long time.
I do. Let me explain it to you. Nick knows. Chris has no idea. He hasn't worked a day in his life. Chris,
I'm sorry.
When you ring in the food order, the kitchen gets a little check, okay, so that they know what to cook.
Okay.
And then when they put the
like
food
a receipt?
It's like a receipt, yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't you just call it a receipt then?
Okay, they get a receipt.
A check is something
printed.
you pay someone with.
A check is when you're paying for the bill.
Technically, it's a chit.
It's a
am
chit.
I right?
It is a chit.
What? Oh,
that's what it's called.
I'm sorry I asked. I'm sorry.
I didn't know there was a real name.
Yeah, on Diz's they call it a shit, but it's a chit.
You have to bleep that.
So when the kitchen sells the food, meaning they put the food in the window, the server grabs the food, puts it on their tray, or it gets ready to carry it, and once all the food goes out, they take the check, the chit, the receipt, whatever, and they stab it on a check spindle or whatever that particular restaurant lingo they used.
Well, for the purpose of this story, you should just Google what it looks like, honestly.
There you go.
Because
it's
I
a sharp
did,
needle.
It right? Really is. It's basically a sharp needle, but just dull enough at the top that it's not supposed to do what it did to me. So I grabbed a fat stack of checks, and I decided to just slam my checks onto the spindle, and I miscalculated a little bit, and I impaled myself.
Oh,
wow! Like the guy that you don't even acknowledge, right? Jesus Christ!
Wow!
That may or may not have been referenced that day, but I was still in shock. Yeah,
that wasn't the only place that Sarah was penetrated that day.
I had to cancel my appointment that evening, as we call it, because I could barely feel my hand.
Apparently Lewis had some fun that night.
Well, it was my right hand, so he had to do it himself. Yeah.
Or you just explore switching the hands. It's fine. I mean, it's not as fast and whatever, but...
Not ambidextrous. I figured that out for sure. So I'm 3 days into this wound, and I'm still struggling, but I didn't.
So was it
puncture
like
it
in the
enough.
palm of your hand?
So you probably can't see it. It doesn't look that bad, but I had it go in about I don't know, half an inch into my hand, to the point that when I stabbed the spindle, I lifted my hand up and it was hanging from my hand. And I had to rip it out of my hand. I have never, ever in my life done anything that has made me nauseous. And I was nauseous all night. Lewis had to cut my food for me because I couldn't move my hand.
Oh, I don't blame you. Yeah. You should be waiting on. This is the most serious injury that this podcast has ever gone through. Are you on?
Wait, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I just have to go and just go myself.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Back to Sarah's hand.
I really wanted to one up you, Chris. Honestly, I really wanted to just.
You did. This is a serious thing.
Really bad.
Yeah, I can't.
Well, Chris didn't because he didn't text until 2 days later. But that's fine.
I was nursing an Achilles tendon injury. And,
Chris, you'll be fine. Sarah, I had to take the rest of the day off work. I was very upset for you. Very upset for Lewis.
You responded right away, like in 30 seconds. Honestly,
not even hashtag content. I was so concerned about this.
I'm just a little confused that Sarah has a pimple on her hand right now. And
Chris, you'll be fine. It's not all about you. It's not all about you.
It doesn't feel like it. Okay.
This is a serious injury.
My dad has been in the service industry. He's been an ER nurse for like 25 years, right? So I called him up immediately. Listen, my hand just doubled in size. Am I going to die? What should I do? He said, well, can you move your hand? Because the first thing we thought was I punctured a tendon, and you don't want to do that again. Okay, well, you might have, but this was really painful, Chris. So
yeah. She didn't look around and go, did someone just kick me? I don't know. I'm not gonna be mad. Did someone just kick me? No, she knew that she was impaled by a sharp metal object. Could have been rust. There could be tetanus.
It's like Final Destination moment.
Exactly.
You know what? The good thing is that this was a brand new spindle, actually. So
no tetanus or anything.
I do have a tetanus shot.
Because
right,
you wouldn't even need a tetanus shot.
No,
or anything. So
just be careful around dogs. We don't need you to re-injure the hand or anything. I'm very concerned about this.
How many stitches? It wasn't 12 staples.
Well, it wasn't, but my pride is still hurting, so it's fine. And I'm petrified of the spindle, so there's that.
There's trauma.
I worked in a restaurant for 5.5 years, and like somebody with anxiety, that was always literally a thought in the back of my mind is I'm going to put one down and I'm going to stab myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, God, I feel so bad. You guys don't have an irrational fear of the NBA?
I have PTSD from this now.
This is a serious situation, Sarah. Listen,
I appreciate you guys.
If anybody wants to help out with Sarah's medical bills, I'm going to donate the next month worth of Patreon subscriptions to Sarah. Just get better. If you need to miss any time, just let me know. It's fine.
I mean, I feel bad for Lewis now because I feel like he needs like a fleshlight or something to get off since she doesn't have that hand anymore.
Sarah, what color was the?
Let's not push it.
What color did you pick for your cast?
I was going to go with a nice white gauze just so that people knew, because here's the thing. I couldn't move my hand, but all I had on my hand was a Band-Aid, and I needed people to know. Well, I needed people to know the seriousness of the injury. Right, so I was going to go full hand, gauze, cast, something like that. But,
makes sense.
I'll be okay.
I feel very bad. Yeah.
Well, you're tough.
I appreciate your sympathy.
Tough people don't need cast, and you tough through it, and you made it out better on the other side. So, I feel for you. We're going to check in on you every couple weeks.
The fact
don't worry. I'll let you know.
Please do.
I'll let you know every week how it goes.
I have an appointment on Wednesday next week. I'll let you guys know how.
No, it's fine.
Nick,
this is a workers' comp issue too.
Yeah, it is a workers' comp issue.
For that? Chris,
there was no management.
Were you talking to me?
Chris, workers' comp is when you work at a job and they pay you when you get injured.
Oh, listen, it's a handout. I know what that is.
Oh, no pun intended. Thanks very much.
You show some goddamn respect, Chris.
Jeez.
I'm just,
all right. Are you guys ready for Lord Remy's word of the week?
Couldn't be any more.
Hopefully it's sandwich.
Last time Remy brought us a whole skit where Hades had a bomb or something like that. So let's see what we have in store for us this week.
Praise your Savior, let him speak. It's Lord Remy's word of the week.
What is going on, the No New Friends podcast crew and family? It is
What's up, Rem?
Lord Remy, with your word of the week. And that word, this is a word, continuity. All right, continuity. That is the word, continuity. Okay, so here's the meaning of the word, all right? The word continuity refers to the quality or state of being continuous, unbroken, or uninterrupted. It is often used to describe situations, processes, or things that have sense of cohesion, consistency, and flow without any significant interruptions or disruptions. So pretty much the menstrual cycle or whatever you guys want to say. All right, there you go. All right, so here are the synonyms. All right, the synonyms. I can't say the freaking word, guys. I cannot say this word. Okay, I cannot say it. All right, I'm sorry. So pretty much the other meaning to this word is flow, unity, and persistency. The history can go on, but the word continuity has a rich history and has evolved over time to its current usage in the English language. So pretty much from Latin, the word continuity finds its origins in Latin. The Latin word continuous meant uninterrupted or continuous. So you got us and is, all right? It was used in Latin text to describe something that was ongoing or unbroken. Now, there's more to it, but the last thing I do want to put on here is and that is the Middle English. The word made its way into Middle English as continuate in the 14th century. During this period, it was used primarily in the context of mathematics and philosophy to refer to the idea of unbroken sequences or the uninterrupted flow of something. Okay, so there you go. All right, here's a sentence. More funds are needed to ensure the continuity of our work. Well, guys, there you guys have it. The word of the week, continuity.
This is Abby with the correct pronunciations to last week's word of the week and the words I'm learning in middle school. Remy, put that down. You know you're not supposed to do that. Remy, that's bad for the podcast. You're supposed to be apologizing for playing the 9/11 clip. Put that sandwich down. Jeez. Well, that apology sure bombed. Anyway, last week, Remy mispronounced prefix, synonymous, and last week's word of the week, exacerbate. Wait, what's that noise? Is someone vacuuming? Don't you all know that I'm recording right now? Ugh. Anyway, so this week's middle school word of the week is jump scare. Jump scare is used as a tactic, used in horror movies to scare people, usually used by unimaginative filmmakers as a cheap method of frightening the audience, or when something unexpected happens. My teacher gave us a jump scare when she announced a pop quiz, or Chris's dog Bailey had a jump scare when a 600-pound man with diabetes tried to trample over him. That's all for me, Slay Queens.
That was so unnecessary. That was so unnecessary.
Oh my gosh, I love her.
That's my new. That's my favorite segment.
Oh my god. Oh, what could be a jump scare?
So, he said unity like 5 times in there.
I know.
He's the most inclusive person I know.
All right. Thank you so much, Remy and Abby. I'm sure we'll have more next week. When we come back, we've got travels and tribulations. Chris went to a wedding. Turns out this whole Achilles thing was a fake the whole time. You're listening to the New Friends podcast. We'll be right back.
Hey, you want to join a cult? Well, this might be your lucky day. For just $2 a month and a simple blood oath, you can join our clubhouse and become a friend with benefits. In addition to the amazing feeling of donating to the poor, you will have access to Patreon exclusive content, live shows, and maybe even a behind-the-scenes look at my secret stash. To get started, head on over to nonewfriendspodcast.com and hit join our clubhouse. Can't wait to see you at the initiation ceremony. Oh, and in the chat during our live shows, of course.
If you'd like to hear all of our episodes, all of our past episodes, just visit our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. All of our links to all of our old episodes are there. If you didn't understand an inside joke or just wanted to re-listen to something, just check it out. It's nonewfriendspodcast.com, or you can check us out on all streaming platforms.
There are 3 things that I hate in life: taxes, nausea, and booking vacations. The first 2 I'm stuck with, but for the third, I use Sandpiper Vacations. Sandpiper Vacations is a small business that is LGBTQ+ owned and operated with travel advisors all over the country. Whether it's a cruise, a trip to a theme park, or an all-inclusive resort, Sandpiper has you covered. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's free. Why book a vacation when you can have someone else do it for you? That's like choosing to take the stairs in a building that has an elevator. Leave the headaches of booking a vacation to someone else. Get your quote today at www.sandpipervacations.com and tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Hi, this is comedian Miguel Colon, and you're listening to the No New Friends podcast.
Welcome back to the No New Friends podcast. Don't forget, if you listen to us on Spotify or Apple or wherever has the opportunity to leave reviews and ratings, please leave us a 5-star rating and a review. It really, really helps us out. Seriously, it helps us with the algorithms. It pushes us out. And, tell your friends about us. We're funny. Don't listen to us at work. I don't want you to get fired, but, tell your friends about it. Nick, do you have any reviews pulled up?
I sure do. All right. So we have a comment or a review with Fire Flames as the headliner. This came from Pint Glass Football Podcast.
Oh.
So apparently, I don't know what football is, but I heard Pint Glass, so that got my attention. So this one says, "This is one of the funniest podcasts out there today. Hit the subscribe button. You won't be disappointed."
Oh,
so
very nice.
Very true response. So thank you very much to the Pint Glass Football Podcast. That's a hard word to say.
Yeah, that's a lot of words there.
Let's ask Remy to try it.
Yeah. All right. Are you guys ready for Travels and Tribulations?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
In the last installment, he's going after holidays. He's going to try to find Santa Claus.
Right.
Yes. But he was derailed by Remy playing inappropriate clips of American disasters and some German ones too. So here we go. Let's see what's going on with the sophisticated gentleman.
What shall it bring when the gentleman rings on Travels and Tribulations?
Hey there, No New Friends team. Sophisticated Gentleman, I'm back again here with another call. Last week, as you might recall, I tried to search around Earth, Wind, and Fire Day to figure out where Santa Claus is so that I can save him from infamous hitman Matt from Wii Sports. That unfortunately blew up in my face, rained on my parade. Anyways, it didn't work out. And so this week, I'm starting to search around the upcoming holiday, Halloween.
Ooh.
I was about to head outside to a cemetery, but I noticed some strange noises coming from my fridge. I think it might be haunted. So, I've of course called who anybody would call in this situation.
Ghostbusters.
Clearly, I'm gonna call Ghostbusters when there's a situation like that. They're actually perfect for the situation. After all, when they fought off the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, I thought it was just Chris. And hey, their machines are so good at picking up those ghosts, they suck more than the adulting question of the week. Hey, you guys live in a fire station, right? Have you gotten any calls about Sarah by any chance?
Uh-oh.
No? Well, anyways, I hope that her hand is doing better. I'm real concerned about that.
That was really nice.
All right, looks like the Ghostbusters are headed over to my fridge now. Hey, let me know if you guys have caught Jimmy Carter any chance. All right, they're opening the fridge. Here goes nothing.
I would like to take this opportunity to say, guys, I am sorry.
What the heck? Close the fridge. Close the fridge. What the heck is Remy doing in my fridge? I can't have him in another segment after what happened last week. All right, open it up again. We need to figure out what's going on.
From the bottom of my heart, I want to truly apologize.
I'm sorry, I had to close the fridge again. He's making a sandwich in there. What is he doing with my food? Hold on, there's noises coming from the freezer on top. Let's open that up, see what's happening in there.
I don't want to trigger the kids. Don't trigger the kids.
Oh my god, Mark McKay, co-host of Remy's Roundtable? This is more insane than the time that Scott said those inappropriate racial things on No New Friends.
What was it? Play it.
I guess I won't have to. It looks like Scott's coming in the door here. Look, Scott, we've got the Ghostbusters. We've got Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, and...
colored people.
Whoa, Scott, you can't say that. See, this is what I was trying to warn you of, Mark. Scott's gonna say things like this.
Anybody else make racism mistakes?
None of us have, Scott. See, Mark, this is what you were getting us into.
It's kind of cool.
Let's just close the door here. Check back in on Remy.
We want to keep this program, lively to our listeners.
Oh no, what does that mean, Remy? Remy, put down the dynamite. I told you to stop playing with the dynamite. Oh, great. Looks like I'm going to need a new fridge, and I'm no closer to finding Santa Claus. Well, thanks for coming, Ghostbusters. Meanwhile, I'm going to head over to Sears to see if I can find a replacement fridge here. Is hula hooping or jump roping better for your core?
Well done, sophisticated
that
gentleman.
was like the equivalent of cocaine.
That was beautiful.
I'm pretty sure Sears closed, so just so you know.
That was really funny. Okay. So, Chris, you went to... By the way, I think hula hooping is better for your core. Chris, you went to your best friend's wedding this week, which almost didn't happen because you're...
Almost didn't happen.
But you were able to make it.
But what did you say? Because I stabbed myself with a chit?
No, a chit holder. And that's a serious injury. Okay, show some respect.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
So tell us about this wedding. I saw a picture of you standing there. No crutches. You were standing there just fine.
Yeah. So after 45 minutes of Photoshop, Scott, I take time out of my busy workday to Photoshop the knee scooter out of a very nice photo so that the bride of the groom would not get angry that I injured my Achilles. Because you know what? It's like, listen, I felt some type of way going to that wedding before I get started because I knew that my best friend wouldn't care that I was in the knee scooter, but I was worried that before I say this, I love her with all my heart. But when you're the bride on a special day and you have that vision inside your head, you do not envision someone on a knee scooter up at the altar and up in all of the photos. So I was worried that I would not even be wanted up there. Scott, can you relate? Because I know that you were the one that envisioned everything, not the bride.
Yes. I wanted good-looking, pretty people in my wedding.
Right.
Yep.
Right. You didn't even put your closest friends in. You just put the best-looking people.
Correct.
In your wedding
I picked my best-looking friends, my best-looking family members. They were the ones that were in the wedding party. Absolutely, 100%.
No crippled people allowed. Right.
No crippled people.
Temporarily disabled. I'm sorry.
My best friend's black. He couldn't be in it. It was,
So this day started the day before the wedding. We stayed a couple nights at the hotel near their venue. So the day before was awesome. We did the rehearsal, which included me going as fast as I could down the aisle on my knee scooter, which was really fun. Just to scare everyone, just keep everyone on their toes. Thinking, is this guy really going to speed down the aisle on this knee scooter? I want it to be a wild card because, of course, on the most important day of their lives, I want it to be the star.
Which is why you faked this whole Achilles thing in the first place.
Right. I faked this, I faked the second tear and everything. I just wanted the PR. All press is good press, right, Scott?
Exactly.
So
Chris,
I'm
can I
actually
ask you a quick question?
Yeah, please.
Sorry. So you mentioned you stayed at a hotel. This was not booked by Sandpiper Vacations. I do have to ask, though, did the groom or whoever arranged this hotel put you in an accessible room?
So actually, the room was accessible, not by choice, but because
he stayed in a barn, Nick.
There was. They kept me in the parking garage. Yeah, they kept me in the parking garage. I did not even see the room. No, there was one bar in the shower, so I think it was inclusive. I'm not sure. Not sure if that was protocol for them at all.
Wait, there was a bar in the...
Is it a bar or a stripper pole?
Wait.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were wheezing or if you were going to say something, Scott. What were you?
There was a bar in the shower, like with alcohol?
like a hand bar. No, sorry. No, I'm not an alcohol. Yeah, no. So I understand how you're an alcoholic. You think that everything, all bars the same. No, it was a bar that you hold on to, not that you go to blackout, which actually leads to my next.
Can't say blackout.
My next thing I was going to say. African American out.
What have we done?
I don't know if we'll keep that or not.
At one point, this show was very wholesome.
I don't know if we'll keep that or not. So anyway, I went to a bar with some of my childhood friends, and I don't know if you guys know how.
Wait, you brought your childhood friends into the shower bar?
This was actually a separate bar.
I'm very confused
stop talking
right
about
now.
the hotel. All right, I don't even know how we got talking about the hotel. I think it's Nick's tried to shameless plugged Sandbar Vacations, which is a free service actually, by the way. Go over to sandbarvacations.com. Oh my gosh! All right, we're getting too far gone. So. We go to the wedding rehearsal. I think that's where we started out. Zooming down the aisle. Yes. Okay. So after the rehearsal, there was a bar. So it was at a country club, Ron Jaworski's country club, who was a football player for the. Okay. So football is his sport.
Still lost.
He's a ball made of pigskin. It sounds weird. So anyway, yeah, it's not for vegans. So, or gays actually, because I guess from that comment.
Or the Old Testament Christians or Jews
or women too.
Yeah. You can't touch the skin of a pig.
Hispanics for the most part, because there's not very many Hispanics, Asians. It's really just for like 3% whites, and then the rest is African American and athletic people.
So African American,
predominantly.
Yeah. Where are we going with this?
Back to the wedding.
Okay, so there was a bar in your shower. You brought some kids in there.
Okay, so let me think. Okay, so it's at the rehearsal, zoom down the aisle, came back. Okay, so the rehearsal would last like 5 minutes because all I had to do is walk up and down an aisle, which actually, whenever they said the word walk, I would go,
That's...
I can see you.
You have to be PC.
or I'd turn to the groom who was having panic attacks every 3 minutes and I'd go, did she just say walk?
Hey, I don't know if you know this, but I tore my Achilles. I can't walk.
I'm not on this knee scooter for fun, sir. So after the rehearsal, we went to this bar.
Sorry, move down the aisle
to an alcohol bar. Just in case you didn't understand, Scott.
Okay.
A bar that served alcohol, and I went there with some of my childhood friends. And we all know what happens when that happens. So I wanted to start the day light. So I did start off with a Long Island iced tea. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. No, it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I figured, what better drink to start off with than every drink?
Yeah.
So can I please have
all
Long
the
Island
liquors?
iced tea?
So I can't decide which liquor. Let's make the one with all of the liquors.
Throw it all in a cup.
I
lemonade
can't
splash
drive.
of Coke.
I can't drive, so I'm having fun. So anyway, so we're drinking.
I just realized it's so convenient. There doesn't have to be any arguments or any discussion with Chris and Emily over who's going to drink, because Chris is like, well, I can't drive, so I might as well be the one that drinks.
Exactly. So I'm drinking a lot. And so much so that I bet $100 on Colorado, who were Moneyline, who were 21 underdogs, which I do not want to.
So happy Colorado lost.
So
I hate Deion Sanders.
Mind you, I have horrible friends because they told me, I think it's good bet.
Then he put $100 on the Broncos the next day.
They're like, I'm going to bet it too. And then he's like, oh, I don't know why my internet's not working. I can't even get on the app. Now I understand why. So we're there. Okay. So long story long, we start quoting early 2000s, very explicit, very inappropriate YouTube videos. Like we're just going back and forth. And then you ever watch that show?
Like, do you want to conjugate all over me? Is that what you're quoting?
We're going to cut that. And then that show Tim Robinson stars in I Think You Should Leave. It's on Netflix.
I really need to remember the name of your video because I always screw that up, and that would have been a perfect time for that.
And so we're quoting all these very, very inappropriate videos. then this is right next door to where I did the rehearsal, like literally through a glass door. Like it's not soundproof. It's not that. So anyway, so this is 3 PM when we're talking about this. And, somebody comes in that I haven't seen the whole time and says, "Hey guys, just wanted to let you know, there's a wedding ceremony going on right now. And they can hear every word you're saying."
Oh my God.
Like, so if you could keep it down, that'd really be great. To which I responded, "Why would you put a bar next to a place where they house wedding ceremonies? Why would you keep this open? Like, you just made like $30 in the last 2 hours. You could have eaten the $30 and had happy wedding guests." But anyway, so I can't even say what I said. We were the only people in the bar, so we were just saying anything we wanted to, and it was not.
It's kind of like good. A No New Friends game night.
It is exactly. And if you don't know what that is, join our Patreon. You can be a part of our No New Friends game nights as well. So that was day one. Stop drinking around 3 o'clock. Like, I have to survive tomorrow.
Hang on 1 second. Sarah, just checking. How's your hand?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Okay.
I can't move it, but it's fine.
It looks fine, Scott.
Just wanted to check.
It looks.
Ask me in a few minutes, please.
I will.
I'm not
I'll
an
check
expert.
on you.
I'm not an expert or anything, but she's
our medical professional's not here tonight
with her hand and kind of medical professional, in quotes, medical professional. Yeah, I'm as much the medical professional as I watch some YouTube videos. She's fine. She's fine. So that was day one. Day two comes and we are, it's wedding day. It's game time, baby. Not for me this time. Oh, what an amazing feeling it is to be in a wedding party and not getting married. Can I just say that?
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It is a lot of fun. To have a marriage
under my belt. Oh, been there, done that. No more stress. No more anxiety attacks. Actually, I'm about to have an anxiety attack because I forgot to take my Zoloft today, and I'm actually very concerned. It's a little too late to take it. I'm going to have to double up tomorrow. I'm not a doctor. I was joking about the medical professional. Please do not double up on your Zoloft. I think I'll be fine. These are all the thoughts going in my head right now. And this
Sarah,
is
are
not
you on any medication for your hand? I just want to make sure it doesn't get infected.
No, not currently, but we're keeping an eye on it just in case. You know,
right, good.
It's such a
just make sure you circle the redness, so that way if it spreads,
because you can't really see it. When the red goes away in 2 seconds, you want to know where it was.
I did actually send a text today to my dad and say, "Hey, look at this picture, please, and tell me what you think is going to happen." That's actually normal.
You may have to amputate. This is very serious.
We might.
His response probably, "Can you send me a picture of your hurt hand? This is a picture of your normal hand. I don't see anything here, here, daughter of mine. I'm a medical professional and I don't see anything wrong." But anyway, so day of the wedding, what was I saying? Rehearsal, zoom down the aisle, went to the bar, the next day, Long Island iced tea. Okay, so
This another long course story.
So we go to we're at a country club, right? And it's a country club. Like, it's nothing but a country club, right? So it was raining that day, kind of. Like, it stopped raining. So the groom was like, "I'm glad it's raining today because then no one's using the locker room that we were just hanging out in, getting changed for the thing." Well, it stopped raining. And when it stops raining, middle-aged men come down and take shits in the locker room. And that's when stuff starts to not be like as much fun as you think it was, because it wasn't like a metaphor. Like, it actually happened. Like, middle-aged men were coming down every 10 minutes just to poop in the locker room. And it turned into like, "Oh, this is awesome. We're watching Red Zone all together on this 2010s TV," to, "We got to get out of here. Can we start the wedding? Because it smells like King Kong's dick down here." And it was the only cool thing.
Chris
about
is the
it,
only one other than you that knows what King Kong's dick smells like.
You spend a weekend with Nick. And you still don't know because
yeah,
Nick
I think he
smells
just
like,
insulted you.
No, and you still wouldn't know because Nick smells like roses.
Amazing.
So anyway, the one cool thing about it was the only person's locker in the country club that was open, because we tried every single locker, was Mike Trout's, actually. The Los Angeles Angels own Mike Trout, who's from New Jersey, has a locker there, who we all, like, not only did the groom was like, "Oh, I got to use his locker," we all stuffed our stuff in his locker just to say we had our stuff in his locker. So there was
how many pictures do you guys have in front of Mike Trout's locker?
Too many to count, Scott. I wouldn't even be able to count them if I tried. Everybody just posed with Mike Trout. He doesn't even probably go there. They probably just put his name on a door just to make it cool. It's probably why it wasn't even locked. There's nothing in there. It was the spirit of Mike Trout's locker. So anyway, how did I get down to this locker room, you might ask? Because it was 2 floors down. And if you guys didn't know, I didn't just accidentally fall onto a spindle. I actually injured myself severely by playing a very athletic sport with very
underwater
athletic
basket
people.
weaving is not a real sport, Chris.
To me,
I'm going to reiterate that I was doing work, but that's...
Chris has no idea what that means.
Okay, I was putting in work. Okay, I'm not going to get off on this tangent. So anyway, 2 stories down. I know, with a hand injury, I'd be able to just sprint down the steps, but unfortunately, I have a lower body injury, so I was.
She wouldn't be able to hold the handrails to go down.
Oh, so. I didn't even her. Oh, I forgot Sarah had a hand injury. I'm sorry. I didn't even know you were making reference to Sarah's injury. Sarah's little like stat, like little poke or whatever. So so how do I get down there? Well, I had to go to the pro shop and ask someone to take me in a golf cart down. All right. So it was, like I said, it was
like down the stairs. They took a golf cart down the stairs.
No, there was a ramp, and this is what I'm getting at. I not only am I injured, I almost died. So there's a ramp, very, very steep incline. And I am laughing just thinking about this because of how ridiculous this was. He goes on the golf cart down this metal ramp, right? It's metal grates with rubber tires. Not the best traction. Not the best traction.
No. And very confusing in a lightning storm too.
So the guy is holding on to my knee scooter outside of the cart while driving this, mind you, because he doesn't know where to put it. And
oh my God.
We start going down the incline, and he puts on the brakes to slow down, and the brakes don't work because he's on a metal surface with rubber tires. And we start flying down this incline with all these other golf carts, all these pillars, all this cement. And he's like, oh no. And I'm thinking like, oh yes, because this is Ron Jaworski's golf course, and I'm going to sue the shit out of Ron Jaworski when this thing tips. And unfortunately for me, he did it was like Tokyo Drift down it was the scariest thing in my life. My heart was pounding. He lets go of my knee scooter. My knee scooter goes flying. And I'm like, please brake. But then I'm thinking like, please don't brake, because I'm gonna have to crawl down the aisle because I have nothing else. So I did survive the great golf cart. It felt like I was going down Jurassic Park at Universal Studios River Adventure. And I see him later that day. He goes like, yeah, man, I talked to my coworker about that. He goes, yeah, I forgot to tell you, you should probably go down in reverse with your foot on the emergency brake when it's wet out. Yeah, it would have been nice to tell before you're transporting someone who's disabled down to
must have been his first day.
The basement. So anyway,
listen, obesity, you're not disabled. Okay, you're gonna be fine.
Oh, Scott, I'm sorry. I tore my Achilles tendon on late July. I'll save the story. I'll save it for maybe I'll save it for next episode. So anyway, wedding comes. We are now getting ready to walk down the aisle.
Stroll.
Proceed down the aisle. I'm sorry, proceed down the aisle.
There you go.
I want to be.
It's got to be gender neutral.
Part, Alex. So we're ready to proceed down the aisle, and I'm the first person down the aisle because I have to stay on the end because I have a contraption. I have a contraption attached to me.
Meanwhile, the bride's like, put him with the contraption at the end.
They're like, let him stand outside through the window. So I didn't even get to walk down with my wife.
Meanwhile, they say let him stand out there. Chris is like, did they just say stand?
Yeah. So the groom goes down first, obviously, and then it's me because I stand down at the end. That's where you put disabled people, I guess, at the end. And I wouldn't. I'd put them front and center.
Thank you for not saying handicap, by the way.
You're welcome. I stopped saying that. So the curtains open. I start wheeling down the aisle, and what do I get greeted with but laughter? Everyone laughs. The whole room is just laughing at me. So I'm
Good.
And I wish this was satire, Scott. Everyone's laughing. Everyone. So
at you or with you?
Oh, at me, 100%. They're like, what is this guy doing scooting down the aisle?
They're like, we didn't know Billy and Susie got an elephant on a scooter to perform at their wedding.
I get halfway down and I yell up to my best friend who's the groom. I'm like, Oh, so I guess it's disabled people are funny now. I guess this is a big joke. Again, not satire. I actually said that. I can't wait to see the video from the wedding. And so I get down the end, and then I'm like, so the wedding's over, the ceremony's over. I'm the first one in. I'm the last one to leave. So what do I do? What do I do down the aisle? I start going down the aisle, right? Trip and fall, Willy Wonka style. Do a little roll and just walk out on my cast. I am now another month setback because I retoured again.
No, you didn't.
I wanted to so badly just fall Willy Wonka and do that, but I would have been divorced. So instead, what did I do? I went down pretty fast, and
instead he just Violet Beauregarded it, and he had to be rolled out because of his weight.
I looked at the mother of the groom,
the diabetes,
and I gave her a high five, and I high fived everyone on the way out, going down the aisle.
But is it a high five though? Because I saw the picture of you with
it's a low five, okay?
Yeah,
I get it.
You're like waist height.
I get it. That's why he's my best friend. He likes me that height.
Whoa!
Makes people feel tall.
Okay.
I have a lot of friends because I'm a
because you make them feel tall.
5'6" is an average height. Look it up in Italy. So I scoot down the aisle, high five everybody, and so fast forward to the reception. I mean, we come out and everyone ran train on me. So I had what? They ran out with me and we formed a train. What did you think I meant? I don't understand.
My mind went somewhere else.
I have no idea what you guys would be talking about.
The words you definitely said was they ran the train on you.
Yes, they ran out with me and we formed a train.
Okay,
whatever. Mm-hmm. So they pushed me out one by
one.
All,
first?
Pelvis to butt. No. I have no idea what you're insinuating. So we go out
and for after dark,
and everyone's doing we're doing it in a train motion. So how the trains go with the motor. So we're all pelvic thrusting out. It sounds weird, but everyone's pelvic thrusting out, doing running train.
Hold on, Nick, are you okay? Nick just lit up a cigarette. Just want to make sure you're okay.
I am honestly so lost at where you guys are going with this. So a train. I have no idea how else to describe this as a train. Me and my friends, just one by one,
a train.
No, one in front of each other. Everyone held onto each other's waist firmly, so no one got detached, and we just ran a train out. Okay, so anyway, I was the
say you're the bottom in this situation.
I was asked to be the caboose, but I was why would I be the caboose when I'm the? I didn't understand it.
Yeah,
anyway,
your butt's already up anyway.
So we ran out as a train, and we got back to our seats. Fast forward through all the boring dances and stuff. I was during the first dance. The groom's cousin turns to me and goes, "It's kind of a long song, isn't it?" I was like, when can we start when can we start booing? When is it acceptable to start booing? So the first dance is over, the food gets served, then the dancing comes. I kid you not, I was on the dance floor all night long on my knee scooter. I was killing it, or what I think I was. I was 4 Long Island iced teas in at this point. And I had 2, and then Emily went to go get herself a drink and brought back me another Long Island iced tea. I was like, well, that was very nice of you. I can't just let this sit here. So I drank that too. So I was out on the floor the whole night. Again, I'm
passed out on the floor.
I'm injured, so I heavily bruised my knee. I don't want to talk. I don't want this. I'm sorry. I gotta hold it together. I don't want this to be sad because my knee hurt really bad, but I stayed out there all night long, and
I don't know who just went through some real pain, Chris? Sarah went through some real pain.
Yeah.
How's your
if
hand?
it makes you feel any better, I feel your pain, honestly.
Because
on
I'm
the
hearing my
same
story?
level. No, because I'm in as much pain as
pricking
you.
your hand like Rapunzel. Just prick your little finger.
No,
Rapunzel pricked her finger. Oh, wait a second. Oh my gosh, I'm on a Disney podcast. I cannot. You got to cut that. I'm on a Disney podcast. I cannot. Okay, we're gonna cut all of this.
Alex,
let's just. Can we start the episode over? So
start your story over because back.
So the day before the wedding, we went to rehearsal, And so I'm out on the dance floor all night. I don't know if you guys have seen this video of the guy on the plane, that really crazy guy. I want to shake your hand. I just want to come and shake your hand. So there was a lot of drunk people there, and that's how I felt like while I was on the floor. Everyone just started coming up to me. I was like, please shake. I want to shake your hand. Everyone started shaking my hand. And like, you're showing all of us up. You've been out here all night. Because all these like, let's just be real. All these older white middle-aged guys are who are at their seats all night and not dancing. And I'm out there disabled dancing the whole night. I made everyone look bad. Like, you couldn't, like, everyone sitting down looked at me and felt secondhand embarrassment because I can't even move my hips, and this guy's out there with a Long Island iced tea in hand, knee scooter in the other hand, dancing on the floor all night long. It was basically, I don't know, like, if I'm not going to say I'm a strong person, because I know that I am, because like if I had a hand injury during this, I know that would have been fine. Like, but
did you guys do the YMCA?
Well, of course.
Sarah couldn't.
I can't do that.
Sarah can't do that.
No, so, because like it's
it'd be an I.
I can't bend for the M, okay, and game over.
It's great for elevation of injured parts of your body. I wouldn't know because I had to keep my foot elevated for 2 weeks.
I had to keep mine elevated for like 2 hours, but it was really painful. So.
You did? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you got hurt. I forgot that you pricked your hand. I
Chris just laid on his couch in the normal position that he usually lays in for 2 weeks.
I couldn't sleep for like an entire night. See? I don't know if you experienced that at any point.
With the Percocets they prescribed to me knocked me right out, actually. So
I went without medication. I had to just go through it. You know,
we can't forget the alcoholism that I developed because of the trauma that now just puts me to sleep every night. I just fall asleep in the middle of the day.
Alcoholism I had made me bleed more. So I don't know where you're going with this. I lost more blood.
Yeah, my blood was flowing because of all the blood thinners I'm prescribed because of all the because of blood clotting. You could have blood run into blood clots, and but you know what? I'm a strong person. I powered through, and dancing actually was really good for my health.
Speaking of powering, can I talk about something real quick, guys? Just move out of the way. I'm gay.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
My gosh, that was a long story, but I wanted to take a moment to say, Sarah, I'm really sorry about your hand. Are you okay?
I will be with all of your support.
Nick, she's fine.
Thank you.
Chris, this isn't about you. This is Sarah.
I'm just saying, I saw pictures. She's
daily
absolutely
updates.
Please keep us updated.
I'd send you a picture of my wound, but I'm in a cast.
Nobody wants to see you photoshopped it. It's fake. We get it. So you mentioned something earlier, and in continuity, I mentioned how I smell. We got a random package delivered from Amazon a couple weeks ago, and it was in my husband Sean's name. It was Dude Wipes. And if you're not familiar with Dude Wipes, it's basically butt wipes to use when you're in the toilet, but designed for men.
Yes.
They're pumpkin spice flavored.
Oh, God.
Flavored?
Scented or whatever.
Okay,
Nick, are they flavored?
I mean, if you're tossing the salad, it does taste a little bit like pumpkin. But we don't know who they came from.
Oh.
We cannot figure it out. So if anybody out there is listening and send them to us, thank you. My butt smells amazing. But yeah, so Dude Wipes should sponsor me now. So
yeah,
let's work on it.
I love it. Thank you so much, Nick.
But yeah, and I just wanted to end that story. So thank you for moving out of the way.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
So I don't know where I ended off, so I just start. Okay, so.
You know what? I forgot one thing too. It's my birthday month still, technically, as we're recording this, and you guys never said anything.
Happy birthday month! I made you a damn montage. I'm good.
I sent your husband pumpkin spice butt wipes. You're welcome.
All right, when we come back, we've got Jersey Man, Florida Man, maybe some more of Chris's story. I don't know. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast.
Hey, everybody. Why don't you give the old Black Lincoln Collective podcast a listen? We're funny, we're fat, and we're here 24/7 at blcpodcast.com. Anytime you want to listen, anywhere, all your favorite podcast apps. Of course, we have a YouTube channel where you can stream live with the show. Check out our shorts. We're funnier the less you hear of us. That's been a Black Lincoln Collective podcast at blcpodcast.com.
Hey there, Scott here. You all know I like to spend time wandering the neighborhood on my big wheels or hanging out at the park with my fedora and my Bud Light. So I don't have time to clean my own house. That's why I've been using I Believe services for the past 6-7 years, and they're the best in commercial and residential cleaning. They're also doing carpet shampooing at such a reasonable price. Just check them out. That's ibelieveservices.us. Give them a call, 407-928-4595, and tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you.
Picture it, St. Augustine, Florida, 2022. You're on the Night Watchman Ghost Tour with all of your ghoul friends. The air grows colder, you turn the corner, and there she is, Ghost Mary. Okay, you probably won't run into Ghost Mary. You may see a ghost named Mary. I'm not really 100% sure, but the tour guides for the Night Watchman Ghost Tour from See America Tours do know it is the only 4D ghost tour in St. Augustine. So if you have ever wondered what a ghost smells like, well, now is your chance. And right now they have a scary good deal going on. Enter the promo code NNF as in No New Friends and receive 25% off your Night Watchman Ghost Tour. So visit them at seeamericatours.net. That is SEE americatours.net. Okay, bye.
Hi, this is Jeremy Miller from Growing Pains, and you're watching the No New Friends podcast.
Welcome back to the No New Friends podcast. If you're not a Clubhouse member yet, why not? You're missing so much action. You're missing so much fun. You're missing all the in-between segment banter that happens. And when we forget that we're playing characters on a podcast and we attack each other for real. So anyway.
I'm not playing any character. I'm a gay guy. Just I really am.
You're actually gay?
Yeah.
Shit. You guys ready for Jersey Man, Florida Man?
Oh, yes.
I can't wait.
Whether flipping a fan boat or crashing a truck, these states are filled with people who suck. So it's time for us to play New Jersey Man versus Florida Man.
Every week, Game Master Ryan brings us two news stories. One is from Jersey, one is from Florida. It is up to us to determine which one is which. Take it away, Ryan.
Hey guys, this is Ryan. What's that sound? Oh, an Amber Alert. I didn't know Scott was in town this week. Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how old do you think the child is in Scott's basement right now? Of course, I'm just kidding. Scott always waits to the age of consent. He doesn't know the state capitals, but he knows the age of consent in all 50 states. Anyways, hey guys, this is Ryan, coming to you from the No New Friends newsroom, located this week at the Magic Kingdom.
Oh.
I heard there's a black female bear loose in the Magic Kingdom. Wait, a female black bear. That sounds better. Funny enough, if it was a white bear, nobody would have called the police. I'm still waiting for someone to answer the question, how did a bear get into the park? Anyway, speaking of bears, I just want to wish Nick a happy birthday, and I wanted to apologize for getting to... Sorry, for some reason I had an urge to eat a sandwich in the middle of that apology. Well, at least Castellanos didn't... No, I'm not even doing that joke. Scott murdered that joke a couple weeks ago. I felt really bad about forgetting about Nick's birthday, which was in no way a homophobic move. I tried to make it up to Nick by buying him a birthday cake shaped like a penis. Surprisingly, I got a good deal on it because I bought 2 of them and sent the other one up to Chris as a get well cake after he hurt his penis or ankle or whatever it was. So I also asked Nick what else I could do to make it up to him. So he sent me a list of things I could do for him, and some of these are to him, to make up for forgetting about his birthday. I asked Sarah to give me a hand, but apparently she's running out of those. Nick, I'm looking over this list. A few of these are illegal here in this state. You want me to wash your car wearing nothing but shorty shorts? I mean, I guess I could. I mean, you're pretty far away for that. Here's a couple work things I could do for you. You want me to come up with clever names for trips you have coming up since Coast to Ghost was such a big hit? I think I can do that.
Oh, God.
Looks like he's planning a trip to Wisconsin. How about going gay in Green Bay? That sounds good. One trip is New York City. So how about going down in Chinatown, New York City? Looks like he has a trip to Baltimore. How about my butt is sore from Baltimore? Looks like some international travel to London. How about London Bridges, my pants fall down? Oh, here's one for his trip back home. Coming back to Columbus. I spelled coming wrong. Anyways, Nick asked me to plan a skiing trip to San Francisco. Didn't know it snowed there. So while I do that, let's get into this week's Florida Man or Jersey Man. And in our first story, firefighters have to save a man who's trapped in his electric car. And for our second story, a naked man is arrested while riding a tricycle.
Oh, gosh.
All right. So we've got naked man on a tricycle, and what was the other one?
Electric car.
Guy gets stuck in an electric car. Chris, what do you think?
So first of all, I just want to say that Sarah probably could have given you a hand, Ryan. It's really not that big of a deal. But I think the electric car would be Florida because I think old people don't know how to operate them. So I'm going to assume that was a Florida thing.
All right. Nick, what do you think?
I don't think I've seen electric cars in Florida, so I'm going to go with New Jersey on that one, I feel.
Because they don't know how to drive them.
But I feel like there's always a naked person in Florida.
That is true.
Sarah?
Yeah,
Sarah,
I'm going to... What were you going to say?
Sarah, you got Lewis. I was going to say kids, but I guess that's inappropriate. But for a naked joke.
It's okay. Scott knows where to... Nope, never mind. I'm going to agree with Nick because there's always a naked person doing something stupid in Florida.
Yeah, so I think we have another foursome here. The thing is we are not liberal enough here in Florida to have electric cars.
That is true.
Yeah, we don't care about the environment. You know how I feel about the sea turtles, so we don't have electric cars here. So I'm going to say electric car, Jersey, and naked man on a tricycle, Florida.
That's a threesome, actually. I
guess.
Yeah, because
okay.
Car.
Well, nobody cares about you.
No.
Nobody cares about
Sarah can maneuver. Trust me. She's her hand's fine.
I was thinking that maybe the man that got stuck in the car was Chris because of his weight.
That's what I thought too. Not because of the weight. But.
Oh. All right.
I'll be back later.
Let's find out the answers.
So our first story is from Florida, where a TikTok video showed a scary moment when firefighters had to rescue a man who was trapped inside of his electric Corvette when the vehicle's electric doors stopped working.
Is that Mark?
What do you think the likelihood of Chris dying this way is? Gotta be higher than his gay percentage. What, 60, 65%? The guy can't even figure out a garage door. You think he's going to figure out the door in an electric vehicle? So our second story is from New Jersey, where a 31-year-old man was arrested for riding a tricycle naked while chewing on a piece of glass through an Ocean County apartment complex. This really sounds like Scott's neighborhood after he had too many avocado margaritas. And in other news, security cameras set up at a Denver, Colorado theater captured GOP Representative Lorna Boebert last week vaping and fondling her date during a performance of Beetlejuice the Musical.
Yes.
Apparently this was their first date. I just want to know, how do you send an absentee vote to Colorado? She's got my vote. And also, what does she do if you say her name 3 times quickly? So before I go, I do want to be serious for just 1 minute. And I know I'm not serious very often. No. But Nick, I really do hope you had a great birthday. Ever since I've been taken into this whole podcast community, I've met so many genuine great people. But Nick, you've quickly become one of my favorite people I just know in general. You're one of the few people that I can actually open up to and talk about anything with, really. I mean, I love you, brother, but in a completely platonic way. And I really do feel bad for forgetting about your birthday last week. But it does remind me of my favorite Bible verse. It goes, "And then the Lord said, 'Happy belated birthday to your belated grandfather.'" That comes from the book of Remy. That's it for me this week, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Oh my gosh.
My neighbor's going to call the cops. I think someone's murdered. Oh my god.
Throwback to another classic Remy's Roundtable moment.
That's my favorite quote of all time. I wish everybody on this earth knew that quote, because I would say it every other sentence.
Wow. Thank you so much, Game Master Ryan. I'm gonna need a minute before we continue.
Thank you so much, Ryan. We had fun writing part of that together.
Yeah, so when I heard the story of this congresswoman jerking off her date at Beetlejuice the musical, I was like, oh, it's her and Marjorie Taylor Greene. There's, crazy and all that. Marjorie Taylor Greene looks like a troll. Well, then I see pictures of this lady and I'm like, wait a second. Like, okay, I get it. Yeah, do your, go with your bad stuff. Like, I wasn't mad at her anymore.
You hear her quotes, and like, why would anybody elect her? And then,
right. And then you see her, and you're like,
you see her at Beetlejuice, and it's like, that's what she does for her constituents. She's very hands-on.
Well, at least she has them.
Right. Yes. Be a little sensitive towards Sarah's injury, okay? Because she can't do the thing.
What happened to Sarah? Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting.
All right. Nick, you had some questions, some important parenting or adulting questions.
But real quick, I got a paper cut today. Anybody want to ask how I was doing?
No. We'll just send over a Percocet. It's fine.
I'm going to power through.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
I get the song twice this episode.
Wow.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
So my first question is, Chris, I want to ask about how was the wedding? Can you tell us about it? we didn't hear anything about that wedding at all. But serious question. So I messaged a group earlier, and as a parent of a 5-year-old girl, as a gay dad, I'm going to have questions coming up in life. One of those things, Sean and I, like we said, we're Gold Star gays. If you haven't listened to After Dark, Gold Star means I've not had sex with a woman, never seen a female body part in real life. Piper's 5. She started wearing deodorant when she was 3.5, 4 years old, which is very early to be wearing deodorant. She had some issues there, and we spoke with the doctor about it. She said it's pretty normal, but if we start seeing breast tissue or periods, to give her a call. This was when she was 3 years old. We're already freaking out. I'm like, I don't even want that period talk. I know guys have kind of talked about it a little bit on the podcast too. She was sitting on the toilet last night and looked down, and she said there's hair down there. She's 5.
Wow.
Is this? I don't think this is normal or early. I don't understand the female body parts and puberty. This is a lot.
Well, our medical professional's out, but I think Sarah.
I know. I was hoping, like, that's why I'm like, hopefully, medical professional, female. Scott, you have girls. Like, what's the typical age range? Is there a typical age range for things?
She's like 5 years too early there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I let the public schools parent my kid when it comes to that stuff.
So,
your public schools would probably be like, it was the COVID vaccine.
Yeah, and we immediately reached out to my sister-in-law and my cousin who's a nurse, and we're like, oh my God, like, is this normal? Like, do we need to call somebody? What do we do? And basically everybody's saying, like, I guess with food now that puberty's hitting earlier or hormones hit earlier kids nowadays.
That's a liberal
terrifying. So
terrifying. I don't know what's going on in life.
It's true though. It is true though that a lot of the things that apparently kids eat create the hormones, that they start early. But 5 years old is like really, really early. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. It's not going to stop if you go and see somebody.
She wasn't mad about it. She just said she didn't want to have a mustache. So, I mean, we'll work on that down the road. But, yeah, as a parent, a gay parent, we're like definitely freaking out right now.
Yeah,
I don't. That poor baby. Oh my God.
Now, okay, how do I ask this without...
And she has, and my mom noticed that she pointed out about 2 months ago that she does have a little breast tissue going on, and my cousin pointed it out the other night too. So we're early signs of early puberty.
Was that the hot
Nick,
cousin?
is this not
What?
Was that the hot cousin?
Alex. Nick, is this not a gay dad's nightmare?
Yeah, I mean, we already freaked out enough. Like before, we're like, okay, we have a girl. I'm like, okay,
you thought you had time, right?
Yeah, we have time. How do we do this talk? Like out of diapers first, all that. Like middle school age.
We have a few more years.
No, but I think that's every parent's nightmare, honestly, because that, our oldest was like 10, so, and even then I was like, oh my God, that's way too early. And I was well, I mean, not way too early, but it wasn't 5. So I started to panic a little bit, like, oh no, now we have to have this conversation and we have to have all of the, supplies and whatnot. But, oh, poor Piper.
We have an appointment next week with Children's Hospital, so
I want to ask a question, but without it ending up in someone's bit next week. Does this have anything to do with her race?
And that is one thing that we kind of talked about too, upon my internet research, because everything on the internet's true. It is out there that there is African American people tend to get stuff a little bit earlier. Luckily, we have a great relationship with her birth mom, and we reach out to her because she has 2 older girls.
Hold on, you guys sound shocked. Do you not listen to After Dark? We went over this.
I knew that, obviously.
I mean, I don't know if you heard, Scott, but Sarah hurt her arm.
I know. She's having a hard time concentrating tonight.
Please talk about it in After Dark.
We will.
Oh yeah, the whole episode. So yeah. So I just wanted a serious kind of adult conversation and put it out there is that we're freaking out right now.
Yeah, I'd freak out.
And it seems like you are all speechless.
Nick, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Nick, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, man.
Yeah.
I would. I'm on Team Freakout.
Yeah, double up on your gummies, Nick.
Yeah, yeah. So this is one of those things where I'm sure you're like, this is a cry for help. You want to lean on us for some advice? No, I'm on Team Freakout. This is something. This is uncharted waters for me. And if I ever did this, I would just deflect to my child's mother, my unborn child's mother, because hey, you're a girl, right? You can do this, right? Maybe you can ask your mom. I'm not going to ask mine, but maybe you can ask her for me. This is terrifying stuff here. But like you said, the internet is undefeated. So I would just listen to whatever Google has to tell you. Or ask Jeeves. You ever ask Jeeves? Maybe you should ask Jeeves.
Bing.
There's Bing. There's Bing.
I
think there's a Bing now. DuckDuckGo. We can search
maybe ChatGPT will find out.
Oh,
there you go. Well, listen,
bingo.
Remy is going to be on After Dark this week.
He's a professional at that.
Maybe we'll ask him.
Yeah. Him, they're looking up for us.
Yeah.
It's gonna. This is the one that gets us canceled.
Cheers to adulting.
Yeah.
That's a lot, Nick. And in all seriousness, it's like, but you know, that's part of parenthood, I guess. And I guess I'll find that out someday. It's a part of parenthood is just figuring things out.
I'm starting to throw that out there on what's been a really funny episode. It's been literally on my mind since last night. And
that's not something you can just not talk to someone about. You have to talk to someone about that. I totally understand that. And if anybody, listeners at home,
it's not going to be anything serious, I'm sure.
No,
exactly. But it's, you know, it's good to find out why. But yeah, what Chris was going to say, if any of our listeners at home, because I know that our key demographic is probably doctors and lawyers. So,
yes, I would think so.
Email us nonewfriendspodcast@yahoo.com if you've encountered, this before.
Yeah,
and I'm just a female, but you know, you can always ask me if you have any questions.
I mean, you've been injured lately, so I know that you're very close with doctors, nurses,
mentally and physically. However, I would be happy to help.
And if you are a doctor or lawyer, please contact me at nick@sandpipervacations.com. If you just listened to the This Is podcast, we talked about the Grand Floridian Hotel, and I'd love to put you up there. So,
and just tell them that the No New Friends podcast sent you. All right, Chris, you got any cliff notes?
I do.
I can't wait.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
Sorry, I meant to cut you off before you asked me what we were doing. Before I get started with the Cliff Notes, I did just want to finish up my wedding story.
Can you start from the beginning again? Because I missed part of it.
The rehearsal was a brunch. And I was we started off the show talking about how on the Night Watchman Ghost Tour, you would not be able to see Jimmy Carter yet. Unfortunately to some, not to me, but unfortunately to some. What you will be able to see is about 12 dead No New Friends segments and about half of Scott's jokes that didn't land. Yeah. Look out for those. Scott then talked about Remy from Remy's Roundtable, who needed to apologize for the 9/11 clip without a trigger warning. Not only was it a heartfelt apology that he gave, it was also a stomach-felt apology. In the beginning of Remy's apology, his wife chimed in and told him that he should have added a trigger warning because it made her cry. Now, in Remy's defense, I cried during every one of Remy's Roundtable's episodes, so I don't think really a trigger warning would have helped at all. We talked about Sarah's injury, but of course we had to talk about the restaurant industry in doing so. So Scott has to go on and on about the restaurant industry. Scott, no one gives a chit about the receipt Nicholas called. All right. No one cares.
That was cute. That was a cute joke.
Thank you. You know, as the segment went on, Sarah talked about her boo-boo that she got while playing with the receipts or something. And everyone seemed super concerned. Not sure if I told this story on the podcast yet, but I did, in fact, tear my Achilles tendon twice.
What?
Not once, twice.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
Am I supposed to say something now?
No. No. I was waiting. I wanted a third one tonight. I wanted a third one.
I wasn't prepared.
I thought you had cliff notes.
Otherwise, I would have.
I do want to take this moment, I guess, to pause. Maybe we'll do an intermission. So the wedding, I didn't tell how it ended this weekend. The night. I'm just kidding, guys. Please spare me by going on. In all honesty, though, about Sarah's injury, my heart does go out to you. My only advice to you is please stay away from your pets. Please just stay away from your pets. Take it from me. Now, hearing your story, I'm actually shocked that you got hurt. You getting penetrated after getting handsy doesn't sound realistic at all. It sounds more like something that would happen to Scott. Sophisticated Gentleman posted a picture of his fridge on our Discord during his segment. So we got to see all his magnets on his fridge. Now, I did actually count. There was not one, not two, but 3 Jeopardy magnets. You know what was missing was the magnet that I bought him at the Philadelphia Art Museum. I did notice that.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Not there.
No.
He's typing in chat.
No.
It was on there.
He was quick on that one.
Yeah, he was ready to respond.
So
I didn't see a No New Friends magnet on there.
And just previously said Nick talked about how he did do some research on foods these days, how they promote hair growth. Scott immediately texted him asking for a list of these foods. And lastly, just real quick, back to Sarah's injury.
I've Googled that list before.
And lastly, just back to Sarah's injury. I was thinking a lot about your injury, and both actually you and your injury are related to Scott in some ways. They're both of them are just kind of a prick. And those are my cliff notes.
You son of a bitch.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Hey, this is Alex from Diz His, along with
Chris from the No New. Wait, what is this an ad for?
This is an ad for Diz His on No New Friends.
Oh my gosh, I'm so out of place. So yeah, we're on a Disney podcast, right, Alex?
Yeah, you and me now. We're doing a Disney podcast, Disney history, every week. On Tuesdays, it drops. Social media is Diz His Pod.
Yeah, if you ever need cleansing of the obscurities that you hear on this show, check us out on Diz His podcast, where we do something way more innocent.
And if you love Alex's segment, which is me, my history segment, then you'll love our full episode of Disney history.
Yeah, if you want a big load of Alex, listen to the Diz His podcast. You're going to love it. A little bit of me, a lot of Alex. It's like half and half, but a lot of Alex. A lot of Alex.
Whoa. There's a lot of you too. You also give up a big load yourself.
That's fair.
Chris, what do you got coming up on Diz His?
Before I get started with this, I did just Google it, and actually, there's been like very many cases of people pricking their hands on these things, and it's really not that serious. Most people didn't go to hospitals. Most people didn't go to urgent care. They just kind of put a Band-Aid on and called it a day. But I just wanted to let you know, Sarah, that you're probably perfectly fine. I just didn't want you to stress about it or anything. Tetanus and that, because it was totally clean spindle chit thing.
Let me ask you a question, Sarah. Sarah, have you ever heard of an NBA player coming back from a spindle pricking injury?
No, I have not, Scott, but I have heard of them coming back from Achilles tendon.
Yep, same here.
Injuries, yeah. So
this week on Diz His, Nick penetrated me. Sorry, oh my gosh.
Wow.
Slip of the tongue.
You weren't supposed to tell people
Nick penetrated the...
You know who got penetrated this week? Sarah.
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
The spindle.
If you want an accurate representation of that, actually, Nick, I didn't want to announce this until later, but I feel it's fitting now. I felt fitting earlier. We're going to put we have an OnlyFans coming out, Diz His No New Friends OnlyFans, because it can be Diz His No New Friends, because Nick was actually on Diz His this week, and Nick penetrated me like a spindle. On this week's episode of the Diz His podcast. Actually, it was a funny podcast because Alex couldn't make this one because his microphone just magically stopped working because of some technical difficulties, unfortunately. So it was just me, the sophisticated gentleman, and Nick. And I'll tell you what, it was a really, really fun episode. And Nick, what did we talk about today? Because if people are interested in it, they can talk to you.
They can talk to me. We talked about how Chris and I stayed at the Grand Floridian together. We spooned. Chris is a little spoon, in case you're wondering.
Nick, we forked.
That was my next question.
And then spooning leads to forking and all that. So we talked about the Grand Floridian, the history of the Grand Floridian, which actually is the third resort built on the Disney monorail. And fun fact, if you listen to his podcast, the monorail doesn't actually go to a lot of the places they mentioned at the beginning of the episode. It only goes to 3 resorts.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. So yeah, we talked about the history of Grand Floridian, which is the most expensive resort on Disney property. We pulled up pricing, and in off season, it starts out at like $900 a night. So,
it's insane.
It's insane. I was lucky enough to stay there 2 years ago, so we talked about that. And if you want to contact me to book a trip and stay at Disney's Grand Floridian, you can get married there. They have conference rooms there, or any Disney resort. Nick at sandpipervacations.com. And tell them the No New Friends podcast sent you.
And before we stop talking about that, I just thought it would be a little family friendly on this. And Nick and I did something really just cute. We role played as the monorail, and he went right through me.
Super family friendly.
You can connect with DizHiz on all social media. That's DizHiz Pod on all social media. We've got some other amazing podcasts to tell you about. First of all, don't forget to check out our After Dark episode on Wednesday night. Although I'm thinking about moving it to Thursday. We'll see. I don't know yet. This week, coming up, will be our Lord and Savior, Remy, from Remy's Roundtable. He'll be coming on this week, so you don't want to miss that one. We also have From Ashes to Awesome, where Chuck LaFlange takes us through the process of moving from addiction and into recovery. We have Don't Wreck Yourself, where Don't Wreck Yourself Ryan takes on the internet's BS. Then we also have Cases of Continuity. Not continuity, Remy, continuity, where Sophisticated Gentleman takes us through the James Bond series. We're still on that James Bond series. Chris, what do you got for us?
First and foremost, I want to talk about Studio 21, the baseball podcast, because my Philadelphia Phillies just clinched a playoff spot. They will be in the wild card, number one wild card spot. Please check out them to hear how great they do and how they make it to the World Series, I hope. Second, I have Dane from Big Beautiful Diz, the YouTube channel. His latest video is about McDonald's and Disney, which I'm very excited to watch. Truth be told, have not watched yet, have not had a lot of time. Don't know if you guys know, but I was at a wedding this weekend. And lastly, we have Remy's Roundtable, which I'm sure you guys don't need too much explaining about. Please, 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 if there is one thing you do, listen to Remy's Roundtable. You will not be sorry. The Florida Theme Park podcast, by the way. And if you want to really, like, a hell of a good 9/11 montage, check out his 9/11 episode.
Nick, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I just want to talk about my friend over at Nola Papa. He has a podcast called Unscripted, a Nola Papa podcast. If you are in the gay community, looking to adopt a kid, or just want to talk about the gay life of a gay dad, head over there and check him out.
And Sarah, what's coming up on the Nerd Archive podcast?
More Ahsoka. It's getting better and better and better every episode.
Is that show still on?
Yeah, it's still on, and it really is getting much better.
What's he going to do when we have Loki and Ahsoka at the same time?
That's true. Ahsoka?
Ahsoka.
That's what you just said.
Ahsoka.
That's racist.
We're going to give you that one. And I don't know, maybe the episode will be twice as long. We'll see.
Well, check out all those great podcasts. All of their links are on our website. Speaking of our website, you can connect with us. All of our social media links are right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, you check out. All right, just.
I try not to let chat get to me during the episode. But every once in a while.
I know. All right. What was I saying? Yeah, you can connect with us on all of our social media, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, check out our sweet merchandise. Join our clubhouse, become a friend with benefits, and watch us record the entire episode every week for as low as $2 a month. Also, we stream live on Twitch every Wednesday night starting at 8 o'clock and then back again at about 10-ish. So check that out as well. Leave us a rating, a 5-star review on your podcast platform. Tell some friends about us. We need to start growing. We need to take on the world, and we need your help. On behalf of Abby, our Lord and Savior Remy, Game Master Ryan, the Sophisticated Gentleman, our producer Alex, Nick, Sarah, Chris, Mary, I'm Scott. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.